Welcome to episode 33 of Everything Entertainment with Gooch and Trio. My name is Gooch.
And I'm Trio.
Trio, how was the week?
It was good, man. It was good. How about yours? Anything crazy?
Pretty good, no.
Nothing's
crazy.
Another day in the life.
I think we say this like every friggin' week.
Well, I mean, there's not much to talk about around here. I mean, not many events. You know, we're just in little old Broomall / Havertown / Newtown Square, PA. But hey, what can we do about it? We got a lot of stuff on the docket this week. Actually, a lot of stuff I'm actually excited to talk about.
Yeah.
First, we'll start out with some Walking Dead, and I actually watched it.
Yeah, so we had the season 6 finale, so why don't you start us off, Trio?
So I actually missed the first half hour because I meant to record it, but then I forgot. And then I went in kind of halfway through, so I got into the part where what's his name's talking with Carol.
Morgan.
Morgan's talking with Carol, and he's trying to get her all up. With him, I
don't understand what's going on.
That whole thing was weird,
It's
but
weird.
I kind of thought that was because I just haven't been watching. And you see the guys from the Kingdom show up and help him out.
I was like, dude, they're getting to the Kingdom so fucking
they
fast.
Are.
They're already 2 or 3 episodes in, dude. If we see Ezekiel, and real quick, do you know what is Ezekiel has a pet tiger.
Really?
He was like a zookeeper before he the apocalypse, and
so he just kept the tiger.
Yeah, he has it kills walkers.
It's no big deal. Yeah,
I'm are they gonna do that?
Dude, that would be crazy.
Would be sick.
Well, I mean, they'd probably have to CGI it. That would be difficult. Weird to do.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, actually, you're probably right.
They definitely would have to.
Wow. Yeah, that'd be. I feel like how could they not?
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that people would find really really cool.
Really interesting and cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy to see that though.
Anyways, they get all picked up by the Kingdom, right? That's the last we see of them.
Yeah.
And basically Rick and the whole gang is driving around trying to find a way to help Maggie.
Yeah,
correct?
so they're trying to get to Hilltop.
Okay. And they're basically just getting blocked off at every
that's where
road.
they have all the medical supplies that they would need to help her out.
Yeah. She's having prego problems, right?
Exactly.
All right. So yeah, they keep getting stopped every chance they try and get out. Right,
yeah, by the
every
saviors,
road.
by none other than Trevor from
Trevor.
GTA.
I was
like, we can just call him Trevor.
He's
okay.
Trevor from fucking Grand Theft Auto. I thought that was the funniest thing ever. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's cool.
So yeah, I mean, what's his name? Oh, not Glenn. What's the big fat white dude?
Eugene.
Eugene's like, yo, they're looking for the bus, not for us. Why don't I drive the bus? Or the RV, I should say.
Yeah, they try to,
and
they keep trying to get out, and, there's another group of saviors. Another.
And then even there's one part where they get to, this chained up, road, and they take it down, and Rick's like, they were shooting at our feet. They're not shooting at us.
Yeah,
they're
with
just
the
trying
walkers,
to push us somewhere.
Because then they have the Rosita, Daryl, and Michonne, and Glenn.
Yeah, so... Basically, I mean, there's a lot of that going on for basically most of the episode.
That's
right?
most of the episode.
Yeah, they're all just kind of trying to find their spot to go.
And you kind of realize that, the saviors are massive.
They have a lot of people. Yeah, and finally, Eugene's like, I'll distract them. You try and sneak her around another way.
Yeah, so they ditch Eugene, and
they
end up getting cornered anyway.
Yeah, so
by
they try and walk through
a shit ton of them.
Try and walk through the forest. They get picked up by all these saviors, and literally, I don't think as far as I've watched this series,
there hasn't been that many people on screen.
No, but with Rick's face, just said
Rick
it all.
In the comic, Rick is a savage up until this point.
Yeah.
And then he kind of goes back into all right,
I need to be all right.
Take a step back and not even not kill people, but because
be
he does
careful about who.
Yeah. He's a little more calculated than because he just gets to this point where he's offing people left and right. Now he's gonna after this encounter probably take a step back.
So they get them all up on their knees, right? Even Maggie,
right?
Who's all screwed up.
So in the comic, it's the same. So what happens is Rick goes to look. I think Rick and a few others go on a run. It's really and it just kind of happens.
Yeah, they just
sitting
run into
there,
him. Yeah,
and Rick gets you know the thing. What are they called? You know the things with poles, and they're usually used for animals, and they have wire on the end, and they put it on the neck. He gets hooked by one of them.
Okay,
and so it's Rick, Carl.
This is in the comics, you're saying.
Yeah, Andrea. No, not Andrea. Michonne. So Rick, Carl, Michonne, Glenn, and I think that's it. I think it's only them 4. And basically, so back to the show. We finally see Negan. Except there's as much savers, but they're not waiting for them. They just jump them. Like, oh my god. So, the highlight of, like, The Walking Dead so far is Negan.
Alright.
Oh,
I will say, literally,
God.
the only reason I watched this whole episode was to see Negan. I like Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I like what he does. So I was like, alright, I'll hop back in.
Played
for this
Thomas
episode.
Wayne in Batman v Superman, for those who don't know.
Also played the comedian in Watchmen, for no point of reference. So he comes out, commands the screen immediately. Like, basically, he has them all lined up. He walks out. He's got his leather jacket on. He's just sitting there like, hey, what's going on? Like, he just got this big smirk on his face. Like, you killed a lot of my people, Rick, and I can't let that happen. And the way he just goes through that whole spiel was my favorite part of the whole episode.
It's pretty much word for word the comic, except he curses a lot. He says fuck
a lot more in the comics.
A lot. And, like, he does the same thing with Lucille. He's like, Lucille is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's, like, what he says.
And he does do the eeny, meeny, miny, mo with everyone, correct? Yeah. So, but in the comics, she kills Glenn, correct?
Yes, that's where Glenn dies.
So, this is exactly the point where I got extremely mad.
I'm not even...
Reinvigorated my annoyance with this show. So, this whole season, just from what I've been hearing, and from what you've been telling me, has just been cliffhanger after cliffhanger. Glenn's dead. No, he's not. Someone's dead. No, they're not. What's his name? Not Dale.
Daryl?
Daryl's dead. No, he's
a
not.
Good shot. Yeah.
Like, I get it. And then this whole part where he does this eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and then they just show, like, a POV shot of just, like, someone getting beat to death by him, and then they don't show who it is. Why did they do that?
Here's the thing. I don't even give a shit, frankly. I liked Negan so much, I don't even care.
See, that literally took me all the way out of it. And I know I don't watch it, and I know this is like the first episode that I've seen in a while, but that literally made me so angry that it made me stop watching the show. Like, make me want to stop watching the show again. What they should have done is that they should have showed him.
I agree, they should have shown
They should have showed him
and
killing someone very brutally,
and, like,
giving you reason to hate him and hate his guts. Because they don't need this cliffhanger to bring people back. Obviously, they have the goddamn viewing power that people are going to come back. Give them this tidbit of information about who they killed. Like, if he killed, like, freaking, I don't know. Obviously, it's not Rick or Carl, because he says, like, I like how in the comic he, like, makes fun of Carl like he does in the show. He's like, lighten up, kid. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then he's like, don't kill my son.
He makes fun of his eye too. Like, he does it a few times.
He's like, don't kill my son. He's like, what? You afraid he's gonna come? He's like, what? You don't want me to kill this future serial killer or something? And I was like, oh, all right. That was pretty good. That made me so angry, and I don't even watch the show, so I couldn't even imagine being someone who watches the show this whole season and then not get that little thing of information, because I think that would have been more than enough drive for you to come back and witness them taking down Negan after he took out.
I feel like it's just gonna end up being Glenn, to be honest. It
would make sense.
I mean, like, the whole friggin' cast is sitting there too, so it's like it is like, wow. It's
obviously not Carl or Rick because he goes like, oh, if anyone starts screaming, rip out the kid's other eye and feed it to his dad or something.
Yeah, but like, they're not gonna kill Carl.
Obviously, I'm just saying. Like, those are
like, someone's like, oh, they're gonna kill Carl. I'm like, do you realize Rick would, like, friggin' lose it and, like,
he would
not
be
have
not
a
even
will to live?
Yeah.
Like he's like a very key thing.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I don't know.
Again, like, I don't really give a shit who died at this point.
But the thing is, just show us. Like, why not? That was just a very pointless cliffhanger,
I just don't
in my
care.
opinion.
Yeah.
And it really kind of detracted from that overall episode. Like, if they finished it off with him killing someone, that would have been a nice, sweet goodbye.
Till next season.
Yeah,
I agree. I don't think it, like, I don't know. Like, I knew, I've been building this up for so long, and, like, I knew this was going to happen. And, you know, I would have liked to see it, but the fact that I didn't, I don't care, because I think Jeffrey D. Morgan's, like, portrayal of Negan was absolutely on point.
Spot on.
And the only thing that's different in the show from the comic is he has a beard in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they did that. I don't really think there might not have been, like, a huge reason, but in the comic he's clean shaven.
Yeah.
Same look though.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen the pictures. Yeah. Basically the like leather jacket and everything looks spot on.
Yeah, and
the red ascot or whatever it's called.
Whatever he's wearing, yeah.
Yeah, man, I mean, dude, Negan was perfect. I just wish that they killed someone. Like, that's really my main gripe with it.
Yeah.
It really soured the end of the episode for me, and I wish it didn't. I wish I could be like, oh, I didn't care, but like it really did just kind of put that sour grapes taste in my mouth. I'm like, well,
yeah, and I understand.
You gotta come back next season to figure it out. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I hear a lot of gripes about it. And
but what are you gonna do? I mean, we can't change what they do on TV, but I just hope that they don't do that a lot next season.
Yeah, people are like, well, I hope they'll reveal it. I'm like, why are they gonna tell you before the?
No, they wouldn't
like,
do
that's
that.
So
That's
stupid.
just, they should have just showed it.
Like even like they didn't even film it.
They didn't.
It's not like
don't even the actors not
they
know?
don't because they didn't film the
Yeah.
person getting killed. I'm like, so they're gonna have to refilm it,
Well, they're actually gonna have to film like him actually killing someone. Yeah,
or
if
they're
gonna
doing
show
it like I don't know. Yeah, I was kind of like
because the way that they shot the first time, they probably just had a camera and then just had him beat it. Like had some kind of setup where they could just hit it.
Yeah,
but who knows? Who knows who it's gonna be? Who do you think it is? Do you think it's Glenn?
it's Glenn or
I think
Daryl.
Glenn definitely makes sense. I really
I
don't
kind of
think
would
that
say
they do
Maggie
Daryl.
too. I think Glenn, Daryl, and Maggie are kind of in the spot.
running.
Some people said Abraham. I'm like, yeah, okay, I can see it.
Because wasn't he supposed to be dead already anyways?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright, well, we'll just have to talk about this more when Season 7
Yeah, Fear the
rolls
Walking
around.
Dead premieres tonight. I don't know how I want to do that on the podcast. I think I might like
Just do a one episode at the beginning, one at the end, or just if you
yeah,
want to do
because
all
like
of them.
I don't like one Game of Thrones is gonna come back on, and then I'm like half my attention is gonna be like
Game
of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be 7.
like that's I'm like I'm not gonna watch Fear the Walking Dead when Game of Thrones is on. Sorry,
Yeah.
not happening.
It's not the same at all.
Yeah,
I think that about does it for our Walking Dead talk.
yeah.
Moving on to some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. What happened this week?
Yeah. Oh my God, this episode was so good.
It
I love
was?
how Agents of Shield just
Like, just comes
very
in out of
low,
nowhere.
it's like,
Yeah.
Here's a fucking great episode. So pretty much what happens is Hydra again is going after Inhumans, and the team, this Inhuman who like, his power's interesting. So he touches you, and you see like a death, whether it's your own death or someone else's death, you don't really know. And like he touches a few people, and like you kind of see him do that. And like one of the people he touches like contacts Shield and like Daisy like by name, and like she has no idea who this person is. And they're in New York, by the way, kind of funny. I'm like, where's Spider-Man? Where's Daredevil?
Spider-Man.
So like Hydra captures this Inhuman, and Daisy's about to like touch him, and she sees what she thinks is her death. So the episode is like, all right, like let's figure out like what is going on,
Okay.
like because she sees Coulson shooting her in like a reflection, like
Yeah.
okay, like they're trying to like figure it out, like okay, maybe if we don't go, this won't happen, like, and they're trying to figure out ways to like prevent it.
And stop it from all happening.
Yeah.
So wait, she sees Coulson shooting her in the future. Or what
It's
she
a vision.
supposedly sees is her death.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's what she thinks.
Okay.
Whether it is or not, it's obviously not clear.
Yeah.
So they kind of go, the whole episode's pretty much that. Hydra, oh my god. See, Hive is crazy. So, like, they take over this company. Coulson has a robotic hand.
Yeah.
So, like, when he kills Grant originally, he, like, leaves the hand he kills him with. He just takes it off and, like, leaves it there. So, like, Hydra has it. And they kind of, like, reverse engineer it. And they figure out, where the parts came from. And they take over the company. Like, they also make, like, exoskeletons that Gideon Malik puts on. I forget what comic book character it's supposed to be. But he uses this, like, literally straight out of, like, Advanced Warfare looking
like exoskeleton.
Yeah, because he breaks a guy's skull with his bare hands, like the CEO. And Hive is like up there, like first they're like, we're not gonna sell the company over to you or like give it to you, and like you're insane, like get the hell out of here. And then Hive's like no, you're gonna do it, and like he just sucks the fucking like bones and like organs off these guys, and it's just like bloodied bones. It's like crazy, the Hive's power, and I think it's like gonna end up really being good, like because you see how it's like he's so like powerful, like he could just kill all of Hydra if he really wanted
like if
to.
he really wanted to
And, like,
get down and dirty.
And so the Vision ends up happening, like how Skye sees it, but like it ended up not being her death, and ended up being some random dude. Coulson like shoots exactly like the Vision, and he shoots through a one-way mirror, but like he shoots at her, like he shoots like past her.
Yeah,
it's
I get what you're saying.
So like everything ends up happening, but
in a different way than she thought.
Yeah, and then the last scene is the Inhuman with the power touches Gideon Malik, and he sees death, but we don't see it. Mm-hmm. Something happens to him that freaks him out, and he kind of him and Daisy are fighting, and he ends up he basically beats Daisy, but like Daisy ends up getting like one of those like, attacks in and like gets him like oh no, and then and then he kind of gets away. Mm-hmm. And I don't know whose death he sees, but he's scared, and like I think he either saw his own or like something, but like he's afraid because like the Inhumans that are working for him are like more interested in working for Hive than him. So like it's kind of like what's gonna happen to Hydra if they just kill off like one of the heads, and like if an Inhuman is leading them. So yeah, it's.
It sounds interesting. I mean, it sounds so like what? He's basically just trying to set himself up to be the new Hive, or is he like the new head of Hydra? Like,
I don't even think he cares about Hydra.
He just wants to rule or do whatever he wants.
He's talking to Gideon about like, oh, like you want power, but like you don't know what power is. Like we have power. Inhumans have power. Yeah. Like we'll show you. And like that's why he gives him that like suit to kind of like, this is what it feels like to actually have power. Right. And like
Interesting, very interesting. Anything else you want to add? Just a good episode all around, you think?
Yeah, I liked it. It was cool.
Sounds interesting.
It's kind of hard to dish out, but yeah, I liked it. It was good.
Awesome. Other Marvel TV news. We got some news that another TV pilot is in the making for Marvel's Cloak and Dagger. So, for those who don't know who Cloak and Dagger are, they are a relatively C to D list comic book character, I'd say. I mean, no one...
Yeah, I'd agree.
No one really knows who they are. I honestly didn't know much about them. Got their Wikipedia up here. Basically, they kind of work in tangent, obviously. Cloak has the powers of teleportation, intangibility, and the ability to link to the Dark Force dimension, whatever that is. And Dagger has the ability to create daggers of light, purge addictions from people, and she is able to heal people with her light daggers.
They're also like teenagers.
Yeah.
They're young.
So it's
they're both
Tyrone,
like homeless runaways.
Yeah, Tyrone Johnson is Cloak, Tandy Bowen is Dagger.
And it's like an interracial like a
couple.
Relationship.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're a couple. I don't know what...
Tandy was a 16-year-old from privileged upbringing who ran away because her multi-millionaire supermodel mother was too busy with her career and social life to spend time with her daughter. Yeah, so the list actually looks like it could be a cool little street-level series. Apparently, it's supposed to be on Freeform, or Family.
What does that mean? What is Freeform?
Freeform is, you remember ABC Family? That's Freeform now.
Really?
Yeah, that's what the name of their channel is now. Yeah.
Seriously? Mm-hmm. When did that happen?
A couple months ago. I remember I was watching it because it was like their Harry Potter marathon was going on, and they're like, next month we're changing to Freeform.
Indeed, so like if it's connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Cloak and Dagger are likely to be established as Inhumans, as like there are Inhumans on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. Which I don't see why they wouldn't be, why this wouldn't be part of the MCU. I mean, everything else has anything Marvel.
Seems kind of cool. I'd be interested.
Yeah, it seems like it could be really cool. Could go for a very young adultish vibe. I'm not surprised you're going on Freeform with it, to be honest. Like with the kind of like stuff I'm reading, makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
Could be interesting. I don't know much about them, but we'll see how it goes. See who they cast. See what comes out of it. On the more darker side of the Marvel universe, we're gonna go to some Daredevil talk here. We both finished Season 2. We're just gonna give our thoughts here. Gooch, just your initial, just sum it up really quick. What do you think?
So, I can't decide whether if I like Season 1 better. I think I did.
I definitely like Season 2 better.
But Season 2 has a lot of good stuff going for it. Like, let's just start out.
Punisher steals the show.
Let's talk about Punisher. I was going to say, John Bernthal literally friggin' killed it. I could not have been more happy with the Punisher. Like,
he really plays this just tortured, just broken guy to like such a T that I don't even know. I can't even imagine anyone else in the role now. Like, he's like an RDJ style of, like, Punisher, as in he owns that role now, I feel like. You can't give that to anyone now.
And they pretty much did the origin story, essentially did an origin story with him.
They changed it up a little bit differently. I know, at least
in the
I thought in the comics, all his family dies at, like, a reunion.
Oh, I don't know, killed. But, like, I know in the comic he's Vietnam instead of Afghanistan.
Yeah. But that's just moving up with the times. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, I really think my favorite part of this whole season was definitely the Punisher. He stole the whole show for me.
The beginning.
The only thing that
the first few episodes are really good.
I
will admit, like, the beginning of the season, I think, is stronger.
It picked up right away at the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, and I think the end of the season's a little weaker.
I just cared a lot more about the Punisher by the end instead of the Hand whole subplot. Or I guess it would be the main plot, like with Stick and everything. Yeah. Elektra was cool.
How did you like Elektra?
I liked her a lot.
I liked her too. I like how they didn't make her as comic booky as like she kind of looks.
No, they really did a cool job with her. I liked her whole accent. Her outfit at the end looked really badass. I didn't realize that she changed it up that much.
You can't really see it. It's tough. I was trying to get a good look, and you really don't.
But like, she's got like the long gloves and like the kind of samurai-ish looking. It's cool. It's really cool. But John Bernthal, once again, dude, he just... So basically what happens with his family is that he's visiting this park with his family, just on a kind of a day trip, hanging out, and there's this drug deal going down at the park. Basically, it goes awry. His whole family gets caught in the crossfire. He gets shot in the head as well, but he survives.
Pretty much the DA
tries to cover it all up.
Essentially tries to cover the entire thing up. And that's pretty much like what you end up finding out, that like Nelson and Murdoch are defending the Punisher, and the DA is like very like adamant about winning. But you find out the DA has been like shoving things under the rug, like
just trying to make herself look better.
Reese.
And that whole drug deal at the park was a sting operation, but they got tipped off, and that's why everyone lost their shit and started shooting. And I mean, dude, the brutality that freaking Bernthal puts through in this whole role is insane.
Like in episode 3, when they do that, when they're on the roof talking, and like even in episode 4, before he gets arrested, like just him talking about his like ideology as like a vigilante. I like how we're like Captain America v Iron Man, Batman v Superman, Punisher versus Daredevil. It's all about the people against each other, and like it's interesting like how close Daredevil really is to Punisher, in a way.
He stops himself just before, and it is like they do play on his religion, which I love for Matt Murdock, because that is one of his big tent poles in the comics. He's a devout like Catholic, and that really kind of they played to that like very well in the series. Is in like he doesn't want to kill; he sees it as God's work, not his work to be done. But then the Punisher's like, you hit people, they get back up. I hit people, they stay down. Like, dude, there's one scene that is literally my favorite scene in the whole entire series. What? And it's just got my blood. I've never got this, like, pumped up about a show in my whole life. What? It's when he's in prison with Fisk, and he tells him to go kill the dude, and he's like, all right, I'll give you a chance to go talk to him and kill him. And then he does it, and he walks back out, and the guard's supposed to let him out of the hallway.
And he fights the fucking 12,
dude. He literally, all these guys charge out of their cells, look at their, like, dead boss, and go, he did this. And then Punisher just turns around, looks at him, just starts going, raw, and charges. I'm like, dude, is he about to kill all of these guys? And he just goes, yeah, and just kills one after another, and just takes them all down. Insane. I literally was screaming at my TV. I'm like, go!
I was just watching and I was just like, oh my god.
I was in utter disbelief just because I immediately knew. I'm like, dude, he's about to kill all of these guys, and he did it.
So, since you brought it up,
that's right.
When they brought Fisk in for the first time, I was like, holy shit, I forgot about you.
That was so true. Like, oh yeah, he's just in jail. Like, you don't even think that he can still like even attribute to anything going on outside the like.
He ends up controlling the prison, which is no surprise. I like how they do the Kingpin thing.
Yeah,
they say Kingpin twice,
and Yeah, one of my favorite parts was when Matt goes in to visit him.
And he threatens Vanessa.
He just keeps talking about Vanessa, and he's like, she's never gonna see U.S. shores again. You're gonna be fucked. You're never gonna...
fucking picks him up and throws him on the table.
He just goes, click. His cuffs fall off. He just, douche, douche, douche. And he's like, mention her name again. And he's like, so you do have it all fucking chained up in here. Like, that was a cool little subplot.
One thing I didn't like, though, is, like, they just end, like, the show ends, and it's like, well... What happened to Fisk? Like
That's
they didn't like clear anything
kind
up.
Of
I feel like he's going to be the villain for the Defenders.
I think so too. I think he's going to be that main big bad guy, and they're doing a fucking amazing job of setting him up. Like once he gets out of there, he has this whole little vendetta now against Murdoch, against Daredevil, and I think he's starting to piece together that they're the same fucking person. Because you see by the end of the thing,
I do too.
He's like, get me all the files that we have on Matt Murdoch.
Yeah, it's not even that he put him away. It's just like,
Also, no, it was because he punched him back. Remember, he punches him, and then he's sitting there eating his steak, and he goes like, and he like touches his lip, and he's like, get me the files on Murdoch, like I want to look over them again, and that's
yeah.
So I think he's like kind of been like, I've got punched like that before. What the fuck, you know? Mm-hmm. Very interesting stuff. Like that whole Punisher arc was my favorite part of it.
So the show kind of goes like Punisher arc, arrested, and then it's like
hand stuff.
Not even hand stuff, Elektra stuff, then hand stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and
then a little bit more Punisher stuff like sprinkled throughout. I like that they didn't just keep him in jail. Like I thought, once he went to jail, the trial was going to be it.
Yeah, Fisk helps him escape, which is cool.
That was interesting. He's like basically.
I like how he like didn't like Fisk though. I was like, don't side with fucking Fisk, please. Like. And he's like, yeah, and he realized he was a bad guy. How did you like Karen and Matt's relationship?
Thought it was okay.
Dude, those episode 4, and dude, that rain scene was literally
awesome, man.
Got me on the edge of my seat. I was like, this is the fucking greatest thing I've ever seen.
No, it was. I liked it a lot.
And I'm like, oh my god. I was like, I love it.
I'm not gonna lie, Foggy annoyed the hell out of me.
Really?
The entire season.
Oh, I don't. You know what? I see what you're saying, but like Matt should have been in that fucking courtroom.
Oh, he should have. There were a few
I'm
times
like,
where
what the
Matt,
fuck
you're
are
just
you
being
doing?
a total jerk off.
I was like, come on, man.
But then there were other parts where I'm like, Foggy.
They both go at it. I didn't like how they ended Nelson and Murdoch.
I didn't either.
I was really. I hate when like stuff happens like that.
Yeah, and it was just kind of like a hanging thread.
It's like Oliver not being mayor anymore and running for mayor anymore. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like what's going on? Yeah. I'm trying to think what else.
And then he kind of romances with Elektra a little bit.
Hardcore, but that's what.
But like for like all of 3 seconds, I think he like realizes like.
Well, no, by the end of the, I mean.
Nah, he doesn't. He's even
by the end of the season. By the end,
I don't think it's because he loved her. I think
it is.
I think it's because
he's the only one.
It's because he wants to be Daredevil all the time, and that's what she does. Mm-hmm. And like he connects with her on that vigilante level, and I think that's why like. He even, he doesn't give a shit when, like, he goes into Nelson and Murdoch and Foggy's cleaning up. And he's like, I was kind of expecting you to persuade me. He's like, nah. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know. He's like, did you want me to persuade
exactly,
you?
Because he wants to be Daredevil more than he wants to be Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
Like,
and then so basically the whole hand stuff really did kind of just go for me a little bit.
Yeah, same.
I'm not going to lie.
I kind of liked it. I was like, Nobu. I was like... Nobu. I was like, what is he doing? And then, like, at the end, Elektra gets killed, and we see her resurrected. The same thing that resurrects Nobu, and I guess in a few other the people.
And it's like what they use all that blood and shit
that
for.
Was
it was
weird.
Yeah,
that
like,
was really weird.
So there's one point in the season where, like, Matt finds this whole warehouse full of these kids getting drained of blood to, like, fill up his tank, where I guess... Well, Nobu wasn't being regenerated by that thing, I thought.
Yes, he did.
But then what was in it that time before?
Nothing.
Just nothing? It was just an empty thing?
I guess they were just prepping it.
Okay. See, that kind of confused me a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't too insanely clear on it.
But I'm trying to think. Stick, we got a lot of, like, that whole conflict.
Stick's a douche.
Yeah, he's a total jerk-off. You realize that he
find out
trained
he trains
Elektra and Matt. Oh, yeah, and then Elektra ends up being the Black Sky. That whole thing kind of flew over my head too. I was like,
remember that kid in the first season? Like, he's the Black Sky. That's what they were calling him. Maybe they thought he was.
And then, like, they realized that she's the actual Black Sky. It was the whole hand plot was a little weird. I think it was more of a setup for Iron Fist to be honest.
Really?
I think it's going to be a little bit more geared towards him. Also, we got Foggy going to work with What's-Her-Face from Jessica
Fucking
Jones.
right? Oh my god. I was like, oh my god, that's
that was
Hogarth.
a good, yeah, that was a really good.
I'm like, he's going to work with Hogarth. I'm like, oh my god.
That was a nice little connector.
Yes.
I did like that.
Like, they only make... And we'll go to Claire since I'm going to bring her up. Claire talks about Luke Cage and
Jessica Jones.
No, she doesn't.
That's
talk
right.
about,
she doesn't meet her really at all.
What's Foggy's like hookup girl? What's her name? But you know what I'm talking about.
I know you're talking.
She brings up
chick.
Jessica Jones because
She's
she
like,
works for Hogarth.
That's right. She's like something. She's like, there's someone like Jessica Jones in the DA's office that can help with those problems or something.
No, they were talking. She works for Hogarth.
Yeah.
So she knows who she is because Jessica Jones is in there every 2 seconds.
That's so true. Yeah.
Right. You know. I thought that was really cool. I like how Claire quit the hospital.
I did too.
Set up for Luke Cage. She'll go to Harlem now.
Yeah, so that was really cool. I liked how she was like, call this strike 3. I was like, yeah, bitch. Yeah, it is. Like, do that.
She didn't see much of her, though. I was kind of surprised. You only see her in like 2 or 3 episodes, and that's kind of it.
Yeah. What else are we not hitting?
I think we hit everything.
I mean, yeah, dude.
How did you like,
I love that. That was my favorite part.
Yeah, same. I liked it too.
But no, overall thoughts.
The suit. Let's talk about the suit.
Oh yeah, suit. I mean, it looks as good as it
always
does.
I totally had it right. I was like,
what, the mask?
Like,
I just didn't. I didn't see it. It didn't look. No, but I do like the way.
1 batch, 2 batch, penny and dime.
I liked the way it looked by the end. It really, the way it's kind of like the kind of shields on his eyes, but you can still see through. The horns look nice.
Yeah.
It all, dude. That
like
costume looks great.
He's gonna make me a suit.
And then when Punisher paints a skull on that.
Oh, I totally called it. I'm like, oh, we gotta talk about him, the blacksmith.
Oh, that's right. Forgot. Yeah,
dude, I did not see that coming. I did not see him being the blacksmith.
Wait, who was the blacksmith?
The general guy that he was with was the dude who set up the drug thing. The guy who plays Aisling in
Oh, he's
the blacksmith.
Oh.
That's why he pulls the gun on Paige because she finds out.
That totally went over my...
It was
I knew
tough.
That she was like,
tough.
I knew that he wasn't good.
They didn't just say it.
Like, I knew he wasn't good by the end, and I thought he just set him up in some way, but I didn't realize that he was actually the blacksmith. Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes total sense.
And, like, that's why he kills him. And I like when he sees the body armor, and I'm like, I see the skull, I'm like, he's gonna paint that white. I'm like,
well, you could see the skull.
Yeah, I'm like, he's spray painting that fucking thing. And you saw the minigun. But, like, I didn't like at the end, he took, like, 2 shots on guys. Like, that was it. Like, he didn't fight in the final battle, really.
See, I like that, because that was more... I understand
why they wanted
to keep him. I could have
seen, like, more of, like,
a
support role, like, but, like, he was only there for, like, 2 seconds.
And I love how he knew he could hear him. He's like, see you around, Red.
Yeah.
And then he walked away. Yeah. I was like, oh,
I like how
God.
he calls him Red.
I was like, dude, he better get his own fucking show. If that whole performance, if he doesn't, that is a travesty. Seriously.
Overall, though, I think I liked it just as much as I like Jessica Jones, but I think I like season 1 better. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
I just enjoyed, let's put it this way, I liked the Punisher part way better than season 1. But that's honestly because...
Season 1 was very simple, though.
Well,
season 1 did not have a lot
also,
of plot in it. Same with, like, Jessica Jones. There's not a lot in it.
Well, you're setting up so much stuff.
True.
I mean, you're laying the groundwork. I understand. I mean, you don't see...
No, but season 2 had more... There was, like, two story arcs going on.
And I gotta say, it really hit the ground running faster. I feel like
it got
season
right
1 did.
into
Like,
it,
you
man.
see Punisher by the end of the first episode. Like,
I was surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets the ball rolling and doesn't stop. It definitely slows down by the end, but, I mean... Overall, I'd say easy watch, even if you don't like comic book shows. I don't know. I just think these are just very solid shows in general. But what do I know?
All right.
Anyways.
Who am I to tell you?
Moving on to some more Marvel stuff here. We got some very cool news. This week on Jimmy Kimmel, he is supposed to feature 4 nights of Marvel content, including a Doctor Strange trailer.
Yeah, we got some news that the Doctor Strange trailer was coming out.
So Tuesday night during Jimmy Kimmel is when we will be receiving this trailer, and I cannot wait. This is my most pumped for movie.
I'm hyped for Doc Strange.
Probably this year, just because it's going to be so different. It's going to be really cool. His costume looks awesome. I mean, we've been over this 1,000 times. Can't wait to see this.
Yeah. No doubt.
I mean, we'll probably get, like, it's probably going to be a shorter trailer, maybe like 1 minute and a half, 2 minutes. I guess that's your regular time, though.
It'll be the teaser.
Yeah.
It'll be like a minute.
All right. Moving on, we got some sadder news. The voice of Admiral Akbar actually died recently.
Yeah, so Eric Bauserfield dies at 93. So, it's sad. Yeah, we all know who Admiral Akbar is.
If you don't,
from Star Wars, you know.
If you don't know who Admiral Akbar is, come on. He wasn't in the new one, was he?
Yes, he was.
Was he? I could have sworn he was. Yeah, I thought, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, well, you know, they could still have Admiral Akbar in it. They just don't have to give him a voice.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's in the background.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a shame they can't really. I mean, like, I don't know.
He's just one of those notable characters. Honestly, it's just like you hear Admiral Akbar and you're like, it's a trap. Like that's just how it is. Sad news, but best goes out to his family. Hopefully, I think we'll still see some more Akbar though. If not, maybe in voice, but like in vision.
He had like 2 lines in 7.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Moving on, we got some pretty cool stuff. More Star Wars stuff, actually.
So we got our first Rogue One teaser trailer.
What'd you think?
So, I'm excited, I'll tell you that. But I'm not, like, ejaculating at
like
this
it
trailer.
was for Force Awakens?
Yeah, and I think everyone who is kind of like, oh, just shut up, dude. Like, here's the thing. I'm not trying to, like, hate on this real quick, but, like, you are going to get a Star Wars every year for a while. It's not special anymore. It's not.
See, but
like,
I don't think that's a fair point at all.
No, oh, come on. Dude. But not that it's not special, but, like, it's good to not see Luke and, you know, all the main stuff.
Definitely.
But, like, here's the thing. Like, it's if they keep going the way they're going, Star Wars is going to become this less special thing. That's my point.
In a way, yes, but
even though
at the same time, not at all, in my opinion. Because, you know, you can show me fucking 10 Star Wars movies a year and I'll be like, yay! Like, gimme.
Nah.
Yes, I'd be as long as they're quality, yes, I will take those every year. And obviously they're not going to do that.
You're over-exaggerating.
No, I'm not. This whole thing looks really cool. Yeah, I will give it to you. It did not get me on the same level as Force Awakens, but that's because
I thought
it's
it looked cool. I thought the main character looked cool. Jyn Erso.
Jyn Erso.
Arso.
Yeah, she looks awesome. It looks very Han Solo type character, very smuggler-esque.
Yeah, she's a rebel who's actually a rebel.
Yeah, a rebel without a cause.
And she's like, I'm a rebel. We rebel.
That was my favorite part. She's like, what? We rebel. I like it. Another female-led film. How do you feel about that? I know there was a big uproar.
I don't know.
I don't care. I think it's fine. Yeah. It looks like a very different feel, at least in my opinion, from Force Awakens. It's going to be a lot less Force-heavy. I don't think there's going to be any...
I think that...
Vader's supposedly supposed to be in it.
The Asian dude is a Jedi, just doesn't have a lightsaber.
Yeah. It looks like it's just a different kind of Star Wars movie, and that's very interesting to me.
I think my favorite part was seeing all, like, the proto... Like, it looks like the Black Trooper in the trailer is like a prototype Shadow Trooper, and like you see like the AT-ATs are like a different paint job. It looks like prototypes of them, and like I think that's really
cool. You see
cool.
Old Stormtroopers, which was kind of weird, honestly. Just not in a bad way, but it's just like, oh wait, yeah, that's
so. Right. This must be a few months before it's F4.
Yeah, it's it's like I think it's supposed to be like a year or something before the events of 4.
Okay,
because
my question is, are we gonna see Leia give the friggin'
I think we're gonna see,
that wouldn't make any sense.
We're gonna see how they get. I think we're gonna see Leia's ship. That's about it, if anything. But dude, this looks like an awesome. I mean, it's Star Wars. It looks freaking cool.
Yeah, we
as
see
hell.
Forrest Whitaker's character.
Forrest Whitaker looks cool.
Hunter.
Yeah.
So the last scene of the trailer is Jyn in Imperial pilot gear. What do you think about that?
It's like Shadow Trooper. I mean. He was like, what will you become? I just kind of... A lot of people were reading into that, like, oh, maybe she turns, maybe she does this.
I wanted to defect at the end.
That would be really cool.
That would be good.
Also, I just thought that was just her in mid-heist, just dressed as a stormtrooper.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, the way he talks in the trailer, like, that totally makes that not make any sense. What will you become? Like, exactly. You know,
I thought that I didn't read into that like she was gonna defect at all. Like when I first saw it, until I heard anyone say anything, I just thought, oh, she's using that as part of the heist to get the Death Star plans. I think it looks awesome. I mean, I just don't think it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be hard for one of these movies to be bad. But hey, if it tanks,
how about Mon Mothma?
Awesome. That was really cool. That was
really cool.
That was so cool. She doesn't look bad at all either. Too. She doesn't look like she aged. That bad. All, yeah. She was supposed to be in episode 3. Apparently, they had this whole
She
subplot.
is in episode 3.
No, but like she was supposed to have like full on like a bunch of lines. They cut out like this whole subplot about them starting the rebellion, like with him and with her and Bail Organa and stuff like that.
Okay.
Which I thought was interesting. But yeah, I mean that comes out this year, December, same slottish time as Force Awakens was last year. So get excited. More Star Wars. No Star Wars next year. They're filming episode 8 right now. Moving on, I actually got to see Hardcore Henry a couple nights ago, and I just thought I'd kind of give my kind of thoughts. Overall, cool movie. If you like video games in any capacity, you'll enjoy this movie. The CGI is kind of shoddy at some points.
CGI?
Yeah, just like for explosions and shit like that. It was kind of dodgy, but I could get by it.
I think it was made by a YouTuber. I could be wrong. I'm pretty
might
sure.
be right.
I'm pretty sure it is.
So yeah, it's all first-person camera. I mean, it's not going to be for the faint of heart. Like, you got to be committed to that whole first-person view. Like, if you're going to get sick at some camera angles, don't watch this. Don't go see this movie. Because it is all first-person the entire time. You don't leave that guy's view. Henry's view. So, it's very just... I don't even know. Like, it's a video game. Like, it's a campaign to a video game.
I heard it was insanely violent.
It was very, extremely violent. Like, the whole opening credits is of people just getting stabbed and shot.
I saw, like, the beginning of it, up until where he, like, crashes.
Yeah. Overall, I enjoy the movie. Not anything I'm going to say is, like, this masterpiece of a film. It's one of those things that... It was...
It's like a one and done, like, alright.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely for very cool way to use the camera. Different. No, I'm not saying this is going to spawn a whole nother genre of first-person shooter movies. But it was definitely worth a watch, in my opinion. I think you'd like it, too. It's action for action's sake. And there are a few really cool action scenes that are just very interesting to watch.
Besides Charlotte Copley, there's no one else notable in it, right?
No, and he's in it, like... The way that they use him is really cool, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I really like the way that they used him. He was my favorite part.
The plot's not too crazy, right?
No, I mean, it's basically like your wife gets kidnapped by this dude, and he's going after him to get him, but then there's this kind of twist at the end.
Okay, cool.
And it's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a very interesting flick. Definitely worth a watch. Not going to say it's, like, anything too crazy. Yeah. But totally worth a watch. Moving on, got some DC... news. So apparently we are still getting Superman solo movies, which I don't get how he's dead. I mean, it's not like he's gonna come back or anything.
You know.
So yeah, I mean, I think it was Deborah Snyder or Zack Snyder said they still want to work on them. They're still trying to get them together.
I want them to shut up about this shit, to be honest. I feel like they talk about it. I feel like I hear more bullshitty news coming out. Like I said this before, man.
Well, this was just this isn't them talking about. This is getting asked about it. They're being interviewed, and they're like, "Are you still talking? Are you still going to do a Superman movie?" So what are they going to say?
What are they? No.
No, like, what do you mean? Then you can't really get angry at them for saying something like that. That's all I'm saying. They're being interviewed, and you're getting asked a question. You can't just be like, I'm not going to.
What do you think they could do?
Love to see Brainiac or something. There was this rumor, we've talked about a while ago, the rumor with, like, it was supposed to involve Supergirl and Brainiac was coming to Earth to get her or something. That could be really cool. But then again, you're running into this whole thing that even I feel like the Avengers suffers from, like, if there's a big enough threat, why aren't they all there? Like, even in Winter Soldier, like, I was like, where the fuck's Iron Man? Like, where are all, like, the other people?
True.
Like,
yeah, they do all work for S.H.I.E.L.D.
It's very hard
They
to,
do
like,
all work for S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
I feel like it's so hard for them to get away from each other, like, in their singular movies, like, with stuff like that. And especially with, like, Superman, because the kind of threats he faces aren't small. Like, they have to be big in order to actually kill him.
Yeah, they have to be somewhat of a threat.
Yeah, but I mean, this actually kind of bleeds into our next topic. Wonder Woman got moved up, like 3 weeks. It's June 2nd instead of June 20-something, which is cool. Excited for that movie. Also, we have 2 new untitled DC films scheduled. One of these,
probably Green Lantern.
No, Green Lantern Corps is 2010. It's
2020. You mean?
Yeah, 2020. Easily, I think one of these is a Batman movie. Without a doubt.
I want them to do Red Hood.
Well, I think they
Red Hood is so fucking appropriate.
I think they
Red Hood.
Well, he already has the whole.
We
talked about this last time. He already has his whole script set up for it. Ben Affleck.
It's so appropriate.
So yeah, easily one of them is Batman, the Batman, or whatever they call it, in my opinion. And then the other one I'm thinking is either Lobo, because it's scheduled for like October, and they did say that was in development. Or what was the other one that I was thinking of? Justice League Dark was also another
Justice League
possibility.
Dark.
It's been in development for like a while. Guillermo del Toro is working on it. It's basically like
Justice
like
League
another
3?
No, it wouldn't be Justice League. Justice League Dark is like a whole other comic book from Justice League of America. Like it's like kind of
like
it's
the Dark
Deadman,
Avengers?
Constantine, yeah, like that basically.
Wait, Constantine's not evil though.
He's not, but it's darker characters.
Oh,
I should say.
so it's like like between like East Coast and West Coast Avengers.
Yeah,
Because
I guess
different Justice.
they're
League
just
teams.
more. It's more of a dark tone. Like there's Deadman, Enchantress. I'm pretty sure is on Dark Avengers. Constantine, like all the like creepier Swamp Thing. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what else they could really be. Batman, I think, is without a doubt, and yeah, Justice League Dark is my other pick, or Lobo.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I don't know. I think the Batman one's pretty on point.
Yeah, I think that just is a no-brainer.
But what year are they slated for?
2018 and 2017. So.
There's so much up, and they need to release their slate and be like very open about it, like Marvel did. Like, here's what's happening. Here are the logos for this stuff.
They did that though already for all.
Like
of them.
a little, nah, did
Yeah,
they?
on the DC Presents Justice League, they showed the logo.
Yeah, but like I want to see like a nice little like
presentation.
Yes.
Well, I think they just
Marvel did it more officially than DC did.
They did just kind of DC just kind of released their slate online while Marvel did their whole event.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I like to see. So what's up with the Suicide Squad reshoots?
So, you know how everyone was saying they're all
we
for,
talked
like,
about it.
Basically everyone was saying like, oh, they're doing these reshoots to add in more comedy and like jokes and stuff like that. And Jai Courtney was having this whole interview and he's like, no, we're actually just going back to shoot some more action scenes that we had planned but we couldn't get finished. We're not going in to necessarily make things funnier. I don't really know how this all kind of got started. There's plenty of humor and stuff within the movie already. So, don't believe everything you hear on the internet, kids, I guess is the moral of that story. People thought that they were just kind of reshooting these in response to Batman v Superman, which, like we said last week, isn't even possible. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to do reshoots this week. Like, whatever. Like,
yeah, reshoots, let's go, guys.
Like, let's go to freaking Canada and do these reshoots out of nowhere. You can't do that. And I just don't think we really have to worry about anything with Suicide Squad. That's not true, totally, I guess.
I'm excited for Suicide
David
Squad.
Ayer is one of my favorite new directors, honestly.
What has he directed?
Fury was really good.
Great movie.
What was the other one that I saw that he directed?
John Bernthal's in that.
Yeah, he is.
Shia LaBeouf is too.
Shia LaBeouf.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. He did another movie that I really liked. I can't remember off the top of my head though. But yeah,
speaking of movies,
Kingsman got a new actor on board with their movie. I didn't actually know it even got an actual title. Did we go over this? I don't even know if we did.
talked about Kingsman too. I don't think we talked about the
So
title.
they got official title, Kingsman, the Golden Circle, and what's his name? I can't remember his name. I can't pull up the article right now. The guy from Game of Thrones was cast, and it is the guy whose head was squeezed by the mountain. The Viper.
Oberyn Martell?
Yeah, I can't remember the guy who plays him. I can't pull up the thing quickly either.
Yeah.
But
I know what you're talking about.
So he joined the cast in an unspecified role. Excited for this sequel. I love Kingsman. First one was good.
Yeah,
obviously
we
based off a comic.
We both really like the Kingsman.
Mm-hmm. A little overly violent here and there, but I mean, I don't care. It's just a very solid movie in general. Do you guys name up?
Oh.
I just didn't know if you...
No, I was throwing something else up.
No worries. Anyways.
My bad.
Moving on to some TV talk.
Yeah, so let's
talk.
talk.
DC TV talk.
So, TV was kind of weird. No Supergirl, no Flash, no Gotham. I don't know why Supergirl and Gotham weren't on. I was just like, I went upstairs. Let's watch Supergirl.
Huh.
Oh, isn't on.
Alright, let's watch Gotham.
Oh,
no,
it's
it's not
on.
on.
Okay, I guess we'll go back downstairs.
Guess I'm gonna go play some more video games.
Yeah.
So
we got Arrow.
Yeah, what happened this week? Jog my memory.
Really?
I can't remember. That's correct. That is correct.
Right. So we found out who is in the grave, and it is Laurel Lance, the Black Canary.
So overall, I thought this episode was a little wonky.
I thought it was better than the last two.
Yeah, definitely. A little wonky, in my opinion.
No Felicity. Yay!
Yeah,
we saw Felicity once, and I was like, get out of here!
Yeah, I don't like you.
You're off the team. Like, no one cares.
Starts out, Dark's trying to get his idol back. Merlin is trying to get it back to him.
Using Andy Diggle as an insider, and Oliver kind of like realizes it. John's like, nah, Brad, don't go blaming him.
And it's funny because I didn't think like they were.
I was like, I think Oliver's right the whole time.
They were playing this whole thing like Oliver could see it, but John couldn't. And then Oliver's like, or John's like, you were the one that convinced me he can be saved. Like, why are you going back on this? What's going on? He's like, what? People can't be like you. And he's like, well, I didn't get saved. Like, look at Felicity. He goes back and forth with this whole thing about like how bad guys can't be changed. It
was kind of annoying how Diggle, like, I'm like, dude, you're an idiot. Like, it was pretty obvious.
I thought it though because it's his brother. You gotta see it from that point. And it was a cool little...
Let me take that statement back. I don't think he's an idiot. I just think, he doubts Oliver that much. Like, I think Oliver's pretty smart.
And it's tough. And then he just went after Diggs, or his little brother, just in his house. And he's like, John, you have to trust me. Like, he's wrong. He was looking for the piece of the idol that Dark was still missing.
Yeah, because they smuggle it into him.
So, anyways, a few shit goes by. They finally get everything to him. They're all in the prison. And they're all standing there. Dark gets the last piece of his idol back thanks to Andy. And he freezes them all and has this kind of whole talk with Oliver. And
figures out who they all are, which is very obvious.
Yeah, he's like, once I figured out the whole Diggle connection, it was easy to draw a line to you and you. So he pauses them all up, just presses the pause button on them. Just kind of standing there.
Right out of a Quantum Break.
And he just kind of does this whole thing with Laurel and just says, hey, I got to fulfill a promise I gave your dad.
Kills her.
Stabs her in the stomach.
What do you think?
Think it could have been handled better, to be honest. I thought it was
I thought it was going to be Quentin the whole time.
I thought it was going to be Quentin. I also thought Diggle was another good guess. Thought it was a little undersold for how he did it.
Oh, yeah, he just stabs her.
Just kind of stabs her in the stomach. And then
she lives through it. She gets through it, and then she goes into, like, cardiac arrest.
Must have had, like a blood clot or something that, like, went to her heart. I'm guessing, like, that's the way.
Yeah, like, she dies in the hospital before Quentin gets there to see her, and, like, he just, like, collapses.
And also, I mean, Oliver tells him, like, oh, yeah, she made it. She's fine. Or Thea does. They talk to him on the phone. Oh, just get here quick. Like, she's fine. Like, she's out of surgery. It'll be okay. And then he shows up. And I will admit, when she died, like... That was when it kind of hit me.
Dude, like, oh my God, when she said she still loved Oliver.
Oh, they went through that whole thing, and then the whole
flashback. God damn it, Laurel.
And then they had the whole flashback, and Oliver's like, you need to have a picture that you look at to, like, remind you of home. And then you're thinking it's... I didn't even know who I thought it was, but I didn't think it was Laurel. Then she goes, who's this? And he's like, that's Laurel Lance, love of my life. And they go into this whole thing.
In the flashback.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, that was cool. And I will admit, by the end, like, I shed a tear. I was like, oh... Laurel, no.
I kind of like... Rip. We're going to see the funeral next episode.
We are. And I think she's going to stay dead. I think this is the one...
I heard they're going to do an Earth 2.
They are. She's in an episode of The Flash where she's Black Siren. Not Black Canary, Black Siren or something like that. Yeah. Which will be cool.
She's a metahuman.
That'll be a nice...
Isn't she a metahuman in the comic?
Yeah, she doesn't have the...
Yeah, she just does
whole thing. Yeah. What else happened?
Damn, dude.
It was just a sad day.
So, like, they're literally made room for Mr. Terrific.
Yeah, they did.
They literally
he's promoted to a series regular, too. I meant to put that in here. I forgot to...
But he's gonna be part of the doubt, season 5.
Which is cool. And I like the guy who plays Terrific. He's terrific. Oh, you're terrific. What did he say? What's his name?
He's like... Curtis, you're terrific.
Yeah, that's it. You and your shameless puns. But yeah, man, sad day. Black Canary, no more. And we're going to have to wait and see how that pans out with Sarah and everything when she finds out, too.
Yeah, they're doing it on Legends Tomorrow. Speaking of that, episode 10 of Legends Tomorrow.
Ooh, nice segue. All right, so we got a future episode here.
Finally, we're going
forward.
I forget what year.
2147 or something like that. Isn't it something like that?
Probs. I don't know.
I just watched it today. Okay. I could be totally wrong with that. Yeah. But anyways, they're traveling to the future. I didn't like this episode that much, honestly.
Really? I thought it was kind of cool.
It was cool.
I liked it. I liked the more of the internal thing with Mick and stuff more than I did with, like...
I just feel like
Pedecadin or whatever his name was. Pedecadus?
No, you're just saying that.
I think it's Pedecadus.
No, it's not. It's not.
Pedecahedron?
I don't know. It's some future little fucking Hitler. And he...
some douchebag Hitler kid.
Yeah. So they go forward in time, and basically you figure out how Randall Savage rises to power.
Vandal.
Did I say Randall?
Yeah.
Vandal rises to power. What's the name of the country? They go to some future country.
Something conglomerate.
Yeah. And it's like basically the whole country is run by this board of people. And the one guy's at the head, and his son is kind of being groomed by Vandal Savage to be this like savage dictator, no pun intended. This like dictator that just ends up wiping out basically half the world because they see this whole problem of overpopulation, and Vandal Savage convinces him to release this plague that will wipe out most of the world's population and kind of set it up for him to take over. And the only way they see that they can prevent this is if they kill Podatus.
Pedicus.
Is it Pedicus?
I think it's Pedicus.
I don't think it's Pedicus. I
didn't just say that though. That wasn't what I said before.
It wasn't?
No.
Pedicus? Anyways.
Whatever.
Rip's like, we gotta kill this kid. I mean, he's a future Hitler. Like, we're gonna save more lives than just one by killing this kid. So he ends up taking this kid out to this pasture and has this whole confrontation with him, and you can see this kid's just he is a total little Hitler. Like,
yeah, he's an asshole. He's an asshole.
He's like, you don't have the balls to kill me. Like, my father's weak. I need to take over. And I'm like, dude, just shoot him. Just kill him.
I like Rip's gun.
Yeah, his revolver is so sweet. I wanted him to shoot him so bad because that would solve everything. And I get
it doesn't.
If he kills him?
Nope,
no, I thought they just said
happens.
if they... No, I thought...
No, they said.
Well, no, they say
even
if they don't
he dies,
kill him.
No, he would. It still happens.
Oh,
his
really?
death is irrelevant. Yeah, in the timeline. Yeah, that's what they find out. They
think...
take him away. They do this. They do that. It still happens. Some way, shape, or form. Time corrects itself
for him to... Okay.
Yeah, which Rip says like 30 times. And then we get to the Mick stuff where Mick is still in the cage. They're still like think about what to do with him, and everyone. I feel like everyone like doesn't want to kill him, but it's like, what do we do with him?
Yeah, like what else can we do?
And then we Snart and him fight. They kind of have this little heart to heart. Let's talk, Mick.
With our
you,
fists.
1-on-1.
And he's like, you guys kill me,
Winner
you walk
takes
out
all.
of here, and that's it.
Captain
And
Go.
Mick's like, all right, if you win, then I die, I guess, whatever. So they have this whole fight, and Mick ends up getting the upper hand and doesn't kill him.
Yeah.
And he kind of has this little moment of redemption and says that these hunters are coming after them, like from the future, which are worse.
That are hunting. They're going after
everyone.
Mick.
Yeah, Mick and everyone.
Yeah.
And they're worse than him because basically they have no ounce of humanity left. They've just been kind of bred to kill. And he's like, we got to get out of here. And eventually, I mean, they end up getting Poditis or whatever the fuck his name is.
No, he ends up killing his dad because it's Vandal.
That's what I'm saying. They get him back to his dad and everything.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, we'll swap out her for her because they have Canary, right? Laura or Sarah. And Dad's like, yeah, well, Vandal has her
you're right.
with a knife through her throat.
It is her, yeah.
And he goes like, all right, I'm going to kill her. And they're like, no, wait, we'll trade back your son for her. And the son's like, no, Dad, don't do that.
And the dad's like,
kill him.
Dad, let's do it.
Like, kill them now or else they'll come back. And then Vandal's like, he's right. But then they end up doing the trade, and instead of helping the timeline, they actually end up speeding up the events that lead to his rise in power, and he ends up killing his father, like, basically the next
5 years
month.
earlier,
Yeah, and then releasing the virus.
What did you think about the Palmer stuff? I thought that was such a weird... Oh, it's my brother.
That was weird.
I was like,
what?
What?
Yeah, I would have...
It's my brother, Sidney. He stole my suit and, made...
Like all this shit,
yeah. That was dumb.
That was weird. I kind of did wish that it was him and it was his kids. Yeah, I don't know. It was a little bit of a weird side plot. I didn't hate it, honestly.
What about the Hawk Girl stuff? Finally, we see Carter Hall again, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Finally.
They really
skimmed him off, man. He dies in the first episode.
Second episode, I thought it was. Second or third?
No, it's the first.
No, it's not. It's not the first episode.
Yes, it is.
I don't think that's true.
Maybe it's the second.
It's definitely the second or the third.
No, it's definitely the second or the first.
It's not the first.
It's not the third.
It's the second. All right. Anyway, we'll agree to disagree. Overall, I thought it was a semi-weak episode, to be honest, but we got a little story push forward. I really wonder how this whole thing's
Jonah
going to
Hex is up next. We
out.
only have 2 more episodes, right? It's 12.
I think so, yeah. Or like...
Same with like Supergirl. Supergirl is 2 more weeks and we're done.
Yep. That's another finale that I'm kind of like, what is even happening?
Like with the non,
yeah.
I mean, it's off topic, but anyway.
We'll see how that goes.
Whatever. Fine.
Moving on to some video game stuff.
Oh my god.
I've got some Quantum Break talk. Gooch
Dude.
got his hands on it. What do you think, Gooch?
Game of the year.
Is it that
for
cool?
Xbox.
So basically,
it's fucking amazing.
So I heard the shooting mechanics are on point. I heard just on top of
there's
all
only
the time.
There's two things I don't like, and they're both little things. But let's talk about the game. So the game is third-person shooter with time powers. Basically, like if you like the Flash, dude, this is like right up your alley.
All right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So like the story is essentially, I don't want to give too much away. I'm not going to spoil it. You play as Jack Joyce, who is played by Sean Ashmore, a.k.a. Iceman. Your best friend, Paul Serene, played by Aidan Gillian, a.k.a. Littlefinger from Game of Thrones. So, Jack Joyce's brother, who is an acclaimed, scientist in, the field, they're trying to essentially make, a time machine. He is played by Dominic Monaghan, who is Pippin. What's the other Pip? It's Pippin and what's his name? What's his brother's name?
I can't remember. Scotty and Pippin.
What? Is that his name?
I might be wrong.
It's one of them. He's in Lost too. He's the brother.
Okay.
So they're kind of like the big names, and they do a fucking phenomenal job. All of them do very good. 3 actors who both are in very notable things, but are not the main stars. They all do very well. This is kind of I was thinking about Dinklage.
Gotcha.
Dinklage is AA tier. Everyone knows Tyrion. He is the face of Game of Thrones. I would say.
I agree.
And he did poorly in Destiny. And now you get these smaller, I would say they're well known, all of them, and they do a fucking fantastic job. The mocap is awesome. The voice acting is awesome. I feel like the world is immersive.
So let's talk powers. What can you do? Time, warp wise. Can you pause shit?
You can pause areas. So
okay.
I pause a guy and the guy stops, and I can shoot bullets at the field. Once the field goes away, it just
kills him. Yeah.
You can do a shield. You can do a time sprint where you stop time and sprint through time and hit people. And,
I might have to
just
try this a little bit before I leave. I might just
and
then,
then
check out a part.
One of the parts is a time dodge. You just dodge forward. There's some other stuff.
I heard. Can't you do a time bomb? I heard where you gotta throw and then a space just.
Yeah, that's
pauses.
one of them.
Yeah.
The gunplay is pretty good. You can't aim down sights, and the guns have sights, and you can't use them.
Well, it is third person. That's not surprising.
But there's a reticle, and you can't. There's a holographic sight. It's
you wish you could.
Yeah.
Aim down
and the other thing is, there's a really weird lens flare glitch going on with some lights. They're really super bright, and I'm just this is
what the fuck.
Yeah, they're the only 2 things I don't like about the game.
But besides that, overall, it's
Dude,
just really cool.
Oh my
so far.
god!
How far into it? How deep into it are you?
3rd act, and so
how many acts are there? 3?
I don't know.
2.
So the game. So while you're playing as Jack, that's the main portion of the game. Paul is your Reverse Flash.
Yeah, you see.
I'm not gonna say what happens, but he becomes the enemy, and he works, and he starts up this corporation called Monarch. I can't get into this story because I'll literally spoil it. It's and that's not what we're talking
generals,
about. But you do play as Paul at the end of each act, and Paul is the head of Monarch, and he is making decisions on how he's going to go about things. So I'll give an example, the first one without a lot of context.
Mm-hmm.
So so this incident happens, and he has to make a decision. Is he gonna kill all the witnesses and get rid of the people so no one talks shit, or is he going to use the witnesses to enhance a PR campaign? Basically, put them in the corner, be you have to we're gonna tell you what to say, and you're gonna make us look good.
Yeah.
So one of them, and they both benefit both Jack Joyce, Sean Ashmore's character, and Paul. They both benefit each other. So whatever one you take, the choice is not black and white at all. It's very this will happen or this will happen. But there's cons and pros, but it's not
you're gonna get the
cookies
better.
and this,
I need them too. Yeah,
you're gonna get the cookies and eat them, and this option you don't get the cookies. Like it's not that clear.
Yeah,
and that choice influences the TV show, which 30
does
minutes
not follow
at the end of every act you watch a 30-minute TV show, which translate literally perfectly. So
Really?
everyone's wearing the same thing. The people in mocap are also voice acting, so like it's just seamless.
So wait, for the show, is it still in CGI or is it live action?
It's live action.
Okay, yeah. So
but like everyone is wearing what they wear in the game.
In the game, yeah. So it looks like
everything is the same.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking the same. Everyone looks the same. Nothing's changed. It's just people.
Live action. Yeah,
and the show goes into depth, immerses you in the world with Monarch. People you don't necessarily...
doesn't the show follow the villains more, right?
Yes, it follows the side characters.
Like there was one part that I heard like that was cool. It's like so there's this one part like in the show where time gets paused and like you don't know and their guns are gone or something. And like and then like you actually see how that happens while you're playing the game.
In the second act it's the beginning. Because Jack takes their guns and they don't know. And they're like, shit.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, but like it goes more in depth on like what Monarch is and the people working for him and the side characters. It fleshes out the game so
I get paid Thursday. I think I'm probably gonna buy it.
This game is gonna win for Xbox for Game of the Year. Mm-hmm. I guarantee it. I'm the first one to say it right now.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's gonna win.
From what you're saying,
this game is doing things differently,
beautiful.
And it's doing it really well. It's maybe not gameplay wise, but with the TV show and the mocap and like, the story. The story's good.
Like, when have you played a real time travel game at all? Like even with time power,
and it is kind of like it's like timey-wimey to the point where like it gets a little confusing. Like there's a lot of stuff going on like that I don't even know about yet. But honestly, if you have an Xbox One or PC, pick it up. It is a great game.
I'm probably gonna get it this week.
Oh, I love it. It's so good. No multiplayer, by the way. It's all single player.
Fine. Yeah, I'm definitely in the mood for a nice single player game. By the way, just downloaded Dead Space. This is a little tangent off Xbox Live for free.
Yeah, this is free.
Very solid game.
I've
never played it before. I really am liking it. Like I didn't think I'd like it.
I bought the pass for Star Wars this weekend while I was double XP.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
How much was it?
$50.
Oh, well, you bought the... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, well, if I'm going to play it, that's what I figured, like, because I was playing it with Casey and them yesterday, and I was
Did they get the pass?
No.
No?
But I got it, because, like, I don't want to, like, waste time and, like, not play the DLC that I could be playing. Plus, I would need to get achievements, because I'm that guy.
If I could spend the $50 right now, I would.
Yeah, I got paid, so...
Speaking of DLC...
Fallout Wasteland Workshop trailer. This is our second DLC for the Fallout Season Pass. Pretty much just expanding upon the settlement building.
Yeah.
So we're getting
which to
capture
me
cages.
Is like,
I kind of like it. I wouldn't say it's like buy it without the pass. No, I wouldn't say that.
No,
Maybe Automatron might be worth it, but like I'm glad that they're expanding upon already solid mechanics. I think the settlement building's pretty good, but it could have been better, and they're just expanding upon it, and I think that's what they need to do, and that comes out on Tuesday.
Awesome.
I'll probably play Fallout 4 again.
Other Bethesda-related news. Doom, we got our open beta coming up this weekend, actually. I
think I'm going to have to play it.
Oh, I'm easily going to play it.
I didn't play Division, and I regret that.
I did too. I missed it.
I didn't play, like, Destiny's beta, because I didn't want to play it, and, like, maybe I should have. I don't know.
Destiny's beta was cool.
Yeah.
But the
open beta is going to be the 15th to the 17th. It will offer the same content as the closed beta. 2 modes, Team Deathmatch and Warpath on 2 maps, Heatwave and Infernal.
Cool. Anything else?
Oh, and they also talked about how they're going to have a multiplayer season pass for $40.
All right.
Pretty typical.
Not surprised.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing. They kind of have to do it. I feel like Doom is one of those games, like, I bet its single player will be pretty solid, but it shines in the multiplayer.
See, I keep hearing the opposite, that, like, the campaigns where it's supposed to shine.
Correction. The beta's from the 11th to the 13th. So that's tomorrow.
Are you sure?
It's at the end of the article. It says, correction, the Doom beta opens from... Oh, wait. No. Never mind. They edited it. Oh, I don't know. 15th to 17th. Never mind. Totally didn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so like the DLC is going to have new maps, weapons, new playable demon, armor set, equipment, new hack modules and taunts, new customizations.
Nice.
Pretty basic. But yeah.
Awesome. Moving on to some other gory shooter news.
Yeah, last topic of the day. Gears of War 4 has a release date of October 11th, 2016, and we also got our cover, which looks pretty cool. And we're also going to get a trailer during Fear the Walking Dead tonight, which we'll talk about next week. But so now we have 2 dates for 2 games this fall. Final Fantasy, which is September 30th, and then this, October 11th. So, okay. Nothing too early yet and nothing too late yet. Everything's kind of still in that 2 or 3 week where everything comes out. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much, I guess. Nothing November yet.
I'm surprised. I thought Gears was going to be out November, to be honest. I thought that was going to be the kind of November tentpole release for Microsoft, but I don't know what else they're going to put on there.
What is that the only exclusive they got this year? I think it is. I could be wrong. Do you know?
No, I don't, to be honest.
You just kind of zoned out.
No, I did. I'm sorry. I got a stupid text.
But yeah, I said I don't think. Are there any other exclusives? I mean, besides Quantum Break, I don't think there's any exclusives. I mean, like, you don't have to look it up. It doesn't matter. But I don't know if it's on top of my head.
I don't think so.
I'm excited to see this Gears trailer, though.
Dude, I am too, man. Tonight, right? And also, another thing we're getting tonight, Suicide Squad trailer, new one. We'll talk about that next week, though. That's just kind of...
I know, there's Doctor Strange trailer.
Suicide Squad. That. A lot of stuff coming
next week. There's something else, but I forget. It doesn't really matter.
Once again, you can always check us out on Facebook, at Everything Entertainment with Gooch and Trio. Check us out on Twitter. I am at The Triad. Gooch is underscore Gooch. Correct?
Underscore. There's a lot of
you got 3 underscores in there.
No, 8. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that about does it for us here at Everything Entertainment. I'm Trio.
And I'm Gooch. Thank you for watching. See you later.
Have a good one, guys.